Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program, The Hot Seat. Today the seat will be hotter than ever. For indeed today we have our special guest who should join us in a short while. None other than the Minister of Education, Mr. Anthony Garcia. Today is a great day for the students of our country. For today, dreams and aspirations have come true for some of them. For a few, they are a bit disappointed. But never mind that. None of you are losers. You're all winners. And we want to congratulate you. We want to keep you going. We want to give you that strength, that extra energy to go to whatever school you pass for. Go to that school and ensure that you are able to make the best of that school. Yes. So I shall pray for you, all the students of Trinidad and Tobago. Join me for a word of prayer. O heavenly, loving Father, Father God, as I come to you today to give you thanks for these wonderful children of our country, for the SEA students who sat the common entrance, well, back then common entrance called, but who was successful, that all of them will be placed in a school, some of their choice and some otherwise. Bless every child that he or her would achieve their goals, would go to that school and make magic in that school, will really apply themselves for the betterment of themselves, their family, and their community, not forgetting their country. Bless us this day. Bless the Ministry of Education. Bless the teachers. Bless the parents. Bless the students. Father God, bless the leader of the government, the Prime Minister. Bless the leader of the opposition, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, and the opposition. Bless them always, that they will always remember to put country over party. Bless us this day, I pray, for Christ's sake. Amen. All right. That's the way to go. TNT, join me for the great words, the words that mean so much to me, so much to you, so much to all of us. Join me at the count of 3 as we say the words together. Are you ready? Are you ready? At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I love my country. Wow. Can you feel it? Can you feel that love of country? Can you feel it, TNT? Indeed, today we celebrate the love of our country. We celebrate those who have sat the SEA and who have done well. We note, however, that in a long time, a young man from Arangwes became the #1 person, the #1 student, topping complete 100% in every single subject, 100%. Are you hearing me? In Tobago, a young lady, again, she topped the nation, the island of Tobago. But we'll come to that. Look at that. Look at some of the faces of some of the students today. Indeed, that is what we're talking about, the pride of our country. So we celebrate the fact that a young man, for a few years, well, have done it. Yes, have done it. A young man from the Arangwes area. The North is back in the North. Yes. Isn't that something to be joyful about? So we can say that the whole country can be North, South, East, or West, or Central. Tobago, it could be. But now we celebrate the North. So we are happy to talk about, yes, it's a young man instead of the young ladies who have been topping right through. So it's a young man. The second person from his same, as a matter of fact, his classmate in the Arangwes area, she became the second highest score in the country, in the SEA. Wow. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that great? So we feel there's no problem in discussing the gender aspect of it. That a gentleman has finally done it and taken the first prize in terms of the best results. So we have no problem in talking about gender. You know what we have problem talking about? Race. Race. You know, no one wants to talk about, for the last few years, it's primarily one race. Am I correct or am I wrong? Whether it be male or female, it's primarily one race. Is that all right to talk about? Or is it just all right to talk about the gender aspect of it? But not, don't touch the race aspect of it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Of course, there are students of all races who really, of all the various races in the country, who have done well, getting excellently well, getting the first choice of all races. There's no two ways about it. But we talk about the top. We can talk about the top in respect to gender, but we can't talk about the top in respect to race. Well, I guess that probably is taboo. So let me leave it alone. Let me just say congratulations to those of you who were successful, all of you who were successful, not those of you, all of you who were successful in this exam today. All of you. I want to really congratulate you. Congratulations all around. Ladies and gentlemen, I will leave that there for a while. I just want to congratulate at this point in time every single citizen of the United States of America. Every single one of you, I want to say to you, congratulations. Today, it is your special day, your Independence Day. Today, the 4th of July, Americans celebrate. So yes, 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 independence, American style. Tonight will be fireworks for so in America. All over the place will be massive, massive fireworks celebrating and bringing in and saying, yes, this is our independence. So to all the Americans, and also to those at the American Embassy, the now appointed ambassador, who is not here as yet, I understand, and of course the Chargé d'Affaires, and all of those persons who run the American Embassy at the corner of Marley Street and the Queen's Park Savannah, I just want to say congratulations on your terrific, I think it's like the 152 or 42nd anniversary. I will tell you the exact date, the exact time later on. But yes, it is over 100 years, America, where we're just doing not 100 as yet, but still, America has done well in terms of its independence. Trinidad and Tobago, today, I want now to take you back to that area. Before we have the discussion with our minister, I want to take you to this area. And the area is the area of crime. It continues to touch our nation at this time. I understand this morning, very early this morning, at 8 a.m. this morning, a CPAP worker, guess where, Trinidad and Tobago? Where the election is being held in Barataria, a CPAP worker, when the residents heard loud explosions, when they finally came outside, they saw him lying dead on the ground, dressed in his CPAP uniform, or overall, or coverall, as one would say, dead on the ground in Barataria. And before that, there was another shooting in Central, another killing in Central. The murders continue to gallop. Yesterday in the Parliament, we had the passing of the anti-terrorist bill. I applauded the government and the opposition for putting country first and for passing a bill that will help our country. I really congratulate both of them. I understand that information came from the president, and I now understand that that information will be debated on Monday. On Monday at the Parliament. Parliament has been recalled into session, and that discussion will take place on Monday, because on yesterday, The leader of government business said that this matter cannot be discussed. She have instructed the clerk of the house and so on and so forth, based on the information coming from the president's house, that this person should be appointed or should be is the choice person of the PCA, the police no, the PCA, Police Complaints Authority, no, the PSC, the Police Service Authority. That they have made another choice. I think the person is Harold Phillip. This went to the parliament. It was not discussed. I understand now debate will take place, probably after consultation or probably after good advice probably from senior counsel or from those who have the knowledge and the expertise. Now it will be discussed on Monday, even though it was first disallowed at the meeting yesterday. The parliament will be back in session to discuss this situation. And of course, we shall hear from the parliament, and we shall hope that whatever discussions take place, good sense will prevail. Good sense will prevail. The system is said to be flawed. Indeed, the appointment and the way they went about it, and those who sat on the appointment is said to be wrong, because there were those who were those friends, there were those who were associated, there were those who were in the same batch, there was a number of concerns that emanated from that last situation, apart from the accusations that was made against the then DCP in respect to allegations of land allegations by the very said opposition, by the very said UNC, in terms of Senator Ramdeen, who referred to a situation of a police officer who was guarding roti or protecting roti or blocking roti so persons can't eat roti. So all of these things came together. All of these things were issues that came and that were part of the situation. So we look at it and we will discuss it as they go to the parliament. As they go to the parliament on Monday, the parliament will be resumed on Monday, where they will discuss that that situation, as I heard, in respect to the bill, not the bill, but the information that was sent from the President's House in respect to the new proposal or recommendation of course, and that is, as you are aware, of the Police Service Authority. So, let's go. Trinidad and Tobago, do you understand that our country is really second to none? Do you understand why several years ago, over 20-something years ago, I started the term or the quote, "I love my country"? Why did I do that? Apart from all the ills that we may have in terms of the ups and downs in our country is second to none. My research has revealed, and I hope I'm right, because I did the research myself, my research has revealed that there's no piece of land the size, or no country, no piece of land the size of Trinidad and Tobago. Well, let's look at Trinidad or Trinidad and Tobago. There's no piece of land our size with the amount of natural resources that Trinidad has. Are you hearing me, TNT? Are you hearing? Isn't that something to be proud about? All we need to do is to ensure that our human resource is really to the top of the list. So TNT, I believe what we will do, we'll go for a break. And when we come back from that break, we shall go for a break now. When we come back from that break, I understand the Minister of Education is here. He is ready. He is overwhelmed. He is joyful. He is excited. The country is in good hands. So TNT, let's go for that break. When we come back, the Minister of Education today, SCA.
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then the place you're looking for is Caribbean Tourist Villa, conveniently located at number 7 Methuen Street, Port of Spain, Trinidad, and fully equipped with cable TV and internet. Whether you're looking for that personal escape or it's you and friends, we're here to accommodate you in our air-conditioned rooms. So call us at 627-5423 or 624-6702 to make your booking today. And did I tell you about the pool? So come see for yourself. Caribbean Tourist Villa. It is definitely your home away from home.
Everybody say yow.
Trinidad, get ready for the 4th edition of TOW Together as One, the biggest concert for 2018. Saturday, July 14th at the O2 Park. Performing with the live band coming all the way from Jamaica.
From you love your family, your friends, put up your two ones like this right now.
Popcorn!
And all the woman make it now. We know struggle feel. And we know all of them. I mean, bust up. Now make them freak me on. No way. Listen.
And Massacre.
Some of them now if we, them now office we make it, but we stuck in the key.
Representing the red, white, and black, Iowa George, Salty, FNL, Lady Lava, and Prince Swanee. General admission, $250. Free on one ticket for $600. VIP, $450. 211 for $800. VVIP, $1,000. Get your tickets now. Call the TOW hotline at 279-1148. This event is sponsored by Guinness, Carib, Best Price Liquor Mart, Point Loma Tours, and the Price is Right Supermarket.
This is the Regal range of baking and cooking products. Regal became a household name in the 1960s with icing sugar, which still is the market leader more than a half of a century later, expanding to custard powder, baking powder, cornmeal, popcorn, rolled and quick oats, peas and beans. Regal continues to make cooking and baking more fun for everyone. With the #1 roti mix in the nation, we continue to expand our product range to meet consumers' needs. Regal products for superb flavor, excellent quality and affordable prices. Available at all leading supermarkets across Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, son.
Guess what?
What now?
It's my first Father's Day, so what am I getting?
The same old SUV, I guess. Welcome to the club.
Same old SUV?
Yep, SUV. Socks, underwear, and vests. It's all they give us year after year.
Bring Dad to Value Optical this Father's Day, where he can be part of our Supernova Ultimate Vision promotion and get the latest styles and frames. Enjoy huge discounts and exceptional vision from the leaders in eyewear and eye care technology. See in-store or online for details. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Bright Ideas has the largest array of practical and finishing items for the home under one roof. From the most sophisticated selection of exotic flowers in the country to amazing chandeliers, lighting and wall fixtures. Bright Ideas caters for every room in the house with unique items that you'll find nowhere else. So you can fix up your home, complete that special look and be the envy of all. With household appliances, draperies, beddings, kitchen and dining room items, outdoor furnishings, TV, electronics, and so much more. Bright Ideas, Marabella, Princestown, Rio Claro, Point Fortin, and Gulf City. Getting married? Then inquire about their bridal registry or visit them today for that special gift item. For the holidays and for every day, there is a Bright Idea just waiting for you. Bright Ideas with 5 great locations and the convenient opening hours to serve you. Visit them today at Marabella, Princestown, Rio Claro, Point Fortin, and the Gulf City.
Sale now on at Mistra Imports Limited. 2 locations, number 61 Clark Road, Charleville, and corner of Perseverance and Lala Streets in Chaguanas. Paint prices starting at $45 per gallon and up. Imported latex paints are scrubbable and does not fade like the rest. Check out the Recession Buster Special. Paint a 35 feet by 25 feet, 3-bedroom house flat inside and out for under $1,000. They also have a wide range of DTM materials in stock for painting zinc profile profiles. No etching, primer required. And Mishra Imports Limited. They mix most international brands, colors, and match all local brands in 100% acrylic exterior latex. They carry oil paints, wood finishes, floor finishes, waterproofing coatings, and industrial coatings with spray paints now $10 and up. Also in stock, spin mops, sweepers, and artificial turf. Wholesale inquiries are welcomed. Call 672-1807 or 665-8857. Mishra Imports Limited, number 61 Clark Road, Charleville, and corner of Perseverance and Lala Street in Shoguanas.
TNT, welcome back. Welcome back, one and all. And today we shall even bring the music a little softer, because today is a very special day. Just soft, because today is a very special day. Today is a day that the young ones, the future of this country, the very future that we speak about, the very future that we fight for to achieve the best, they are the ones today is in a mood of celebration, joy, and to some extent happiness. We have in our studio none other than the Honorable Minister of Education, Mr. Anthony Garcia, MP for Arima. And you know, of course, Minister Garcia, a former teacher, former principal, and indeed a person who really would put his very best for the children of this nation. I now ask you to please welcome to the hot seat none other than the minister himself, Minister Anthony Garcia. Minister Garcia, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
You are, sir, in the hot seat.
That's okay. I'm accustomed to that. I've been in the hot seat since I have been elected as a member of Parliament for Arima, and more so since I have assumed the position as Minister of Education.
Fantastic. Today, I would imagine, sir, you have been up and down from school to school, from the ministry and back. Tell us how your day has been so far, and tell us about the fortunate persons, the young children who came top in our country.
Yesterday has been a very eventful one. It started for me at about 5:30 when I received a call from one of the media houses wanting to know about the results, when the results will be released, and where the students, the top students, reside. I did a radio interview at about 6:15 this morning, and then I went to my office. I met with my communication department because we had to organize the logistics with respect to our visits to various schools. And then we went to the school where students who placed first and the second attended. And that is the...
Of course, we're talking about the Arangwes, that great Arangwe school that gave us that fantastic results in terms of those students, the Gandhi Memorial Village.
The Gandhi Memorial Village School, yes. At that school, there were 2 students.
Minister, allow me to say I'm so proud. Allow me to say the names, please.
By all means.
All right. The name of the person who came first is Mr. Shaish Rampasad. I hope I have the correct pronunciation. But the reason why I'm so proud about it, half of my family are the Rampasads. So I'm not sure if this is one of my family, and if it is, I shall do the necessary investigation, because of course it means that I am part of the first situation in this country today. And of course, the person who came second, now he had 100% score. Minister, forgive me for stealing a thunder, but I'm so proud of the name as it's part of my family situation. And of course, the lady is Miss Jada Ramnath.
Yes. So we met at the school, and we arrived there at about 8:30. We met with the principal and members of staff. Now, we must remember that those persons who were at school did not know of the achievements of these 2 students. In fact, at the Ministry of Education, we did everything possible to ensure that that was kept a secret, because we wanted to surprise the students, we wanted to surprise the teachers, we wanted to surprise the parents. And when they saw the Ministry of Education vehicles, because accompanying me were the Chief Education Officer, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, the Deputy Permanent Secretaries, my advisor, and other senior officials of the Ministry of Education. So therefore, when the school population saw the Ministry of Education vehicles driving into the compound, they knew that something was afoot.
Yes, I can imagine so.
Yes, I was greeted by the principal, who had a lovely smile on her face. And I told her of my business, and she was elated. She quickly called all members of staff together, and she introduced members of my team and myself to members of staff. There was one teacher there who was very nervous because her child also wrote the essay exam, and that student was awaiting results. I told the principal that we were here because a student placed first among the 19,000 students who wrote the exam.
19,000 students. Wow.
So she called the entire school together, and she also invited the parents to be part of the assembly. Now, deliberately, I did not mention the fact that the school also achieved second place. So I made the announcement with respect to the first place student, Saish Rampasad, and then I said, we have another surprise for you. Jada Ramnath also placed second, and the school erupted in applause. It was indeed a very special moment, as you said, a very special moment for that school. After that, well, of course, I spoke with the media, and then we went down to the Shogunas Government Primary School, where two students tied for third place. It was also a remarkable achievement. So again, we went through a similar exercise, and there we met also with the mayor of Shogunas, Mr. Budan, who was very happy to be part of this situation and of this event. We spoke again with the parents and teachers, and again, everyone was so pleased and happy of the achievements of these children. I am pleased to say that our students continue to perform very well, and we are going to do everything possible at the level of the Ministry of Education and also the level of the school system to ensure that our students are exposed to a quality education. This is our mandate, to provide our students with a quality education that will equip them for life. While I say so, however, I must express some concerns about those students who have scored below 30%.
Yes.
And we, since last year, have put things in place to assist all those students who have not been operating to the best of their abilities for one reason or the other. But we have started what we refer to as a student monitoring system, where we are closely looking at the performance of our students from infant 1 right on to standard 5 at the primary school. And even at the secondary school, we are looking at the performance of our students from Forms 1 to Form 6. At the primary level, we are putting things in place to ensure that our students are proficient in areas as numeracy and literacy, so that they can read, they can write, they can do their number work, and they will be supported by our teachers who mainly are very dedicated, and we are asking for our parents to be involved in the education of their children. And this is why today, when I saw the number of parents who are out there, it reminded me that the parents must be encouraged to play an important role in the education of their children.
Absolutely. Minister, times like this is where parents really rejoice in the hard work that they have put in. Teachers feel a sense of pride in terms of the evidence that their students have taken and have done well. Even those who may not have done as well as ought to be, the fact that they were able to come through this situation. Now, you said 19,000 students.
Yes.
We have a figure of, I think it's a little over 2,500 that you know,
below 30%.
30%.
Yes.
It still tells me that we are doing better in the sense that the vast majority of persons have scored over 30% in terms of the numbers. On that basis, specifically at revamping and changing that situation, what is being put in place for that?
But as I said, before, at the level of the primary school, we have the student monitoring system where we are closely looking and monitoring the performance of our students. But to help the students, we have asked our curriculum officers to visit these schools on a regular basis so that they can meet with the teachers and they can provide the teachers with the necessary support in terms of ensuring that the curriculum is implemented according to the prescriptions of the Ministry of Education. In cases where teachers are having some difficulties, the curriculum officers will be there to assist them. We have also dictated, and I use the word dictated, to the school supervisors, letting them know that their role is important. Their role mainly is to support the principals in our schools. And therefore the school supervisors are required to visit the schools as often as possible so that they can interact with the principals. The principals can bring to their attention some of the concerns that they have, and they will try everything that is possible to ensure that those concerns are addressed. So that is the overall thing. And again, we are looking closely at the involvement of our parents. Now, as you said before, I was a teacher. In fact, most of my adult life has been spent in the area of education as a teacher. And one of the things that I have observed is that the easiest way to evaluate the performance of a student, especially in primary school, is to look at his copybook. When you examine the copybook of a child, you will tell, first of all, whether the child is adapting to what is being taught, and very importantly, whether the teacher is teaching. The copybook tells a story, and I advise all parents to please examine the copybooks of your children so that they will be able to monitor the progress of the children.
Fantastic. Monitor the progress of your children using the copybook. But you know, one of the things I really appreciate, and I must say it's on national television, over the years that I've grown to know you, the one thing I truly admire about you above all, you're not aggressive, you're not loud and rambunctious, you are gentle, but you are caring. And it is seen, you are able to bring forward that care from the level of minister. There's no arrogance in you. And you are able now to bring that to the student, to the teacher, to the ministry. Tell the nation, in terms of your stay as Minister of Education, what is so far your greatest joy or accomplishment as minister?
My greatest joy is to see children at play. Anytime I pass through any school, around any school, or visit any school, and I see children playing, that gives me the greatest joy. Because I feel once children are able to play, it means then that they are happy. And their happiness will be my happiness. When I was principal of Fatima College, for example, I spent a lot of time on afternoons with the students, the boys who are preparing either for football or cricket or athletics, because I really love to see children play, and that is what has brought me the greatest joy as a teacher and as an educator. Simple as that. Simple as that? Yes.
Simple as that. Well, Minister, you came from, of course, you came from a prestige school. And therefore, in terms of your last stint in education, in ministry, in terms of those schools that's not considered to be prestige, are there any plans to really redevelop, redirect, in terms of, or trying to create, and where you have that equilibrium across the board with all schools, so that you wouldn't have that constant fight every year to be part of a prestige school as against the others?
That is something that the Ministry of Education has been grappling with for a number of years, long before I assumed the position as Minister of Education. How can we ensure that all our schools operate at an equal standard and at an equal level? It is a difficult task, but we are committed to ensure that our government schools in particular are up to the task, and what we are doing is providing the incentives, the facilities, and the supports to our government schools in particular. Now, what happened in Trinidad and Tobago is that we have what we refer to as a dual system of education. We have government schools, those schools that are wholly owned by the government, and we have the denominational schools, schools that are wholly owned by the denominational boards or by the churches.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to 1966, and we had the first Education Act in 1966, we had almost a separation between the, as you refer to as prestige schools, mm-hmm. and the government schools. Mm-hmm. With the Education Act of 1966, every effort was made to bring both sections together. One of the achievements of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, TUTA, was to bring the teachers together, mm-hmm. because even at that time, there were distinctions between a teacher in so-called prestige school and a teacher in the secondary school. TUTA has changed that. To me, that is one of the major accomplishments of TUTA. We understand now that parents have the right to choose. The Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, Section 4 of the Constitution, gives to the parent the right to choose. Mm-hmm. And once that parent has that right, then in exercising that right, the parents will choose the traditional schools. Mm-hmm. So you would find then that the students who perform at a higher level are the ones who will obviously move on to those schools. However, we must remember that we must not do anything to break down the strong to strengthen the weak. We are prepared to provide resources to all our schools so that all our schools can operate at the optimum level. I taught at a junior secondary school for 10 years.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I taught woodwork. And I enjoyed those 10 years teaching woodwork, teaching the boys how to saw, how to use a saw, a hammer, how to use a drill, all pieces of equipment, and how to make things, how to create things. And what I found is that that really allowed our boys to engage in critical thinking, because they had to conceptualize what we call a model, a chair, a table, a bench, a bed, whatever it is. They had to conceptualize that, they had to draw it, and they had to put it in practice. And those are some of the most enjoyable years that I have spent teaching at the secondary level.
Fantastic. You know, you made a fundamental statement there. You said your purpose or the drive of the ministry is not to break down or to lower the standard of the so-called prestige school in terms of where you would look for high academic achievement and to bring down to those that, but rather those who not perform at the level, to bring them up to the level of the prestige school in terms of their performance. And that to me is a fundamental statement, is that you're not just trying to create an equilibrium across the board by reducing the top level to the lower level, but rather bringing it up. That to me is something to which we should
all aspire, and this is what we are working on assiduously. And I'm sure in the not too distant future, we are going to achieve success where that is concerned.
Fantastic. Minister, throughout the country, we have had complaints over the years, and long before you were minister, of teachers who are excellent in the job, who are committed in the job. And then we have heard of teachers who literally take a job for granted, who would not show up for school. Are there any plans in place to really arrest that problem and to motivate and to inspire teachers that once you take on this job, it's not a job, it's a profession, and therefore it comes with caring. It comes with following the example of the minister himself in terms of being humble, but being really a fighter for the students, doing everything in your power, going even beyond the call of duty for the achievement of the children. Are there anything in place by the ministry to encourage and to stimulate that?
That is a very pertinent question, and it's something that we are looking at. I must confess that the great majority of our teachers are dedicated. You know, when I first started to teach, I used to admire the teachers in the infant departments. In those days, when I first started, we did not have the ECC centers, the Early Childhood Education and Care Centers. So students came from the homes to the schools. There were some private schools that were about, but mainly the children came from the homes to the schools without any previous knowledge. there's a Latin term that we used was tabula rasa. And that meant that their brains were free from all other influences. And when I looked at the teachers at the infant level, what they were able to achieve at the end of the first year, those students who were babies, who couldn't read, they couldn't write, they came there all snotty nose and so on, and the tremendous development that we saw at the end of the first year, hats off to those teachers. So let me make the point, the great majority of our teachers are hardworking, they are dedicated. However, there are some teachers, sadly to say, who are not stepping up to the plate, unfortunately. And I'm not trying to decry any person or persons, but it is a reality. It is a reality that we must face. Recently, last week, Thursday, at our cabinet meeting, cabinet approved a revised code of conduct for the schools. And that code will seek to regulate the behavior of all those persons or the actors in education. So the teachers, the parents, the students, the principals, and all of those persons, they are supposed to adhere to a certain code of behavior. Part of that will really involve teachers teaching, teachers doing their work. And if teachers are not doing work, then there are certain consequences that they must face. If you are not up to your task, if you are not doing your job, you must recognize the fact that there are consequences that you must bear. And the revised code of conduct speaks about certain consequences. At the same time, however, the code of conduct recognizes the valuable contribution that the great majority of teachers are making to this country. So we don't want to throw that aside. But at the same time, we must make sure that all our teachers work in the best interest of our children. You know, you made a point just now, which I really took notice of. Our children are our future. Those are the persons upon whom we will depend to take this country forward. We must do everything to give them the necessary support.
So, Minister, as we talk about that necessary support, it brings me now to the further question in respect to security of schools. We have had a number of breakdowns with respect to persons entering schools, even some cases parents entering schools, and you have melee and different things following. You have had situations where students themselves take on, in terms of serious combat and battle, and you have had students who have been involved in physical activities, to put it mildly. Are there plans in place right now or future plans to really increase the security or the monitoring or the supervision of the students throughout the country, throughout the land, in all the schools of our country, from tertiary, from primary to tertiary? Are there plans of that nature?
Yes, there are plans, but before I reveal some of those plans, let me say that our society has changed. When I was growing up, going to school at the primary level, when I attended secondary school, we did not have that level of indiscipline. Not in the school, but in the society. Our society has now become an indisciplined society. And that indiscipline is now filtered into the school system. A lot of our schools, in fact, most of our schools did not require fences. I lived in Woodbrook. Of course, Woodbrook was a highly urbanized area, and therefore the school I attended to was fenced. But when I moved to Mount Hope, Mount Lambert House School, for example, there was no need for any fence. In Arima, the majority of schools had no fence, but the community took care of the schools. And we did not have vandalism in our schools because the schools were seen as a part of the community. So, community groups use the schools. Let me go back to Woodbrook, from where I grew up. We didn't have community centers, but I remember many of our sporting organizations use the schools as their meeting place. The great Malvern Football Club, they use my school as their meeting place. And I remember that, and that's one of the reasons why I grew in love with Malvern. That was my favorite. But now, every school has to be fenced. Every school has to have security guards. And I'm sure when you're growing up, you know nothing about security guards in school.
Absolutely.
In some of our schools, we have had to have armed security guards, which really is a reflection of the society. And that is what pains me. Now, in terms of indiscipline and violence in our schools, as I was saying just now, that has filtered into the school system. And over the years, we have found that a number of our children were exhibiting the type of behavior that was not conducive to proper learning and proper teaching. We had to do something about it. This ministry, and I am backed, together with my fellow minister, Dr. Lovell Francis, on a program where we said we're going to wipe out indiscipline in our schools. I must say that we have been highly successful. The incidence of indiscipline and violence in our schools has decreased tremendously.
Yes, yes.
What we have found, however, is some students are taking that indiscipline outside the schools. So we are seeing fights, particularly among our female students, outside the schools, because they know that they cannot engage in that type of behavior in the schools.
Listen, I have to stop you there. I really have to stop you there. I'll stop you to compliment you. Because you took the bull by the horn. I want to use a local palang, a local term. I personally felt that you should not got involved so deeply with the situations on the school compound. And you felt that you as minister ought to be in the forefront. And minister, it actually worked. Nearly every week there was a monster fight, a major fight, captured and it almost came to naught with one or two happening afterward. But you actually brought it under control, and I really trying to make really must congratulate you, because I felt that your director of education, what's his name, the person who traveled with you,
Mr. Sicharan.
Mr. Sicharan. Yes. I felt he ought to be one, but you felt as minister, the buck stops with you. And therefore, you must be there marshalling your forces, showing that the minister is directly involved and concerned about the situation. And it actually worked. I really need to congratulate you. Why did you felt or feel that you needed to really?
Simply because what you have just said, the buck stops at me. As Minister of Education, I have overall responsibility for whatever happens in our education system. And I have recognized that, and I have taken that burden on my shoulders. And if there is a problem, I think it is my responsibility to ensure that that problem is minimized, or if not, eradicated. Now, there were two schools, I don't want to name the schools now, that we had great concerns about. One in Central Trinidad, where we were told that because of the environment, there was supposed to be gang warfare. And I received a call from the then president of Tutor asking me, let us do something, asking me to join with them to do something about that situation, because the teachers were afraid. I went to the school. I enlisted the assistance of the Minister of National Security and the senior police officers, and we came to the school and we laid down the law. This is a school. It is not a place for this type of behavior. And we carefully monitor that school. Today, that school is a high-performing school. There's another school in East Trinidad where teachers came to me pleading. Now, my wife, before she retired, taught there for about 20-something years. And that school was referred to as the jewel of the East. But something went wrong. So much so that teachers were afraid to go to certain classrooms where students were gambling for the whole day, for the entire day. I visited that school, I met with the staff, and again, I laid down the law. That had to stop. Today, that school is back on the map as one of the better producing schools in East Trinidad.
And that is where my pause is. I mean, I tell you the truth, Minister, because I have seen your quiet personality, your pleasant attitude, the way you interact with people, but I've seen you steadfast at work, getting the job done. And you have been very successful in terms of really bringing law and order and discipline to the schools. I want to press the question further, to ask you, in terms of the future, now we're looking at, I'm not sure, totally sure, because I believe now, because you know we had once the Ministry of Tertiary Education. Does that fall fully under the Ministry of Education?
Yes, there's one Ministry of Education now that includes tertiary education.
Right. We have had recently where we saw some negative videos coming from the university. Have you looked at, not have you looked at the video, but rather have you put things in place in order to even at that level, where basically the students are adults, but to understand discipline, law and order, right and wrong?
I had a discussion with the principal of the University of the West Indies, and he has assured me that things have been put in place so that such behavior will be a thing of the past. There will be no recurrence of that type of behavior. Fantastic.
Now, Minister, we know we also have to ask the hard questions in respect to the situation in terms of those who were being, I'm not sure, being sent home at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, UTT. What is the present status with that?
What has happened is that UTT found itself in a precarious position where they did not have sufficient funds to continue with their program or with the various programs that they had in place. And it was decided that they had to do some rationalization in terms of exactly what they could offer to our students. Now remember, UTT was established not to be in competition with the University of the West Indies. It was established so that different areas that have not been addressed by the University of the West Indies could be taken on board at UTT, mainly in the area of technical vocational education, the fine arts, and all those things. UTT veered from its original moorings, and they ventured into a number of areas that did not really concern them. In addition to that, during the period 2010 to 2015, UTT was bloated. More than 500, 600 persons were employed there, and many of them had very little to do. There were classes, first of all, that were attended by 1 or 2 or 3 students, and there were a number of lecturers that were attached to those classes. And therefore, if you were to rationalize the operations of UTT, then those things had to be looked at. As a result of this rationalization exercise, a number of persons were found to be redundant. And that is the situation. Some of those teachers were sent home because their contracts came to an end and their contracts weren't renewed. And it is all part of ensuring that the UTT did exactly what was intended of UTT. It was not to be in competition with the University of the West Indies. And that's the situation.
So that was the covering reason as to in respect to whatever reduction that had taken place. Minister, let's get back to today. If you have, just before I do that, let me just make one recommendation. Would you allow me to make one recommendation?
Of course, yes.
Minister, I'm the chairman of an organization called, we are operating now 23 years. It's called the Center for Justice. And we have looked at a number of things. And over the years, we have looked at the education system. We have looked at what should be done to remedy the fallout in respect to our schools and the students. And we came up with a simple suggestion, which I would give you on national television. And the suggestion was, for the first half an hour of each school day, to start with nation building. And we're talking about from the primary school, secondary school, tertiary, start with nation building. When the child comes in school and the brain is fresh, ready to take in and to learn, nation building, respect for authority, love of country, how should a young man treat a young lady? That's the basic things. You know, long time we used to sing, God bless the national songs that we would sing in school long time. That type of thing in terms of bringing that level of patriotism, one, respect for your family life, two, respect for yourself, respect for the school, nation building. The first half an hour be dedicated to nation building. And that was a suggestion that I had written a former minister and suggested to the then minister, and I make publicly the suggestion to you. I'm not sure if it's possible at all based on the curriculum, but I'm saying that I think what we need, because sometimes even at the home, the parents are unable to really bring about that type of respect. You know, how to when you say a senior citizen, how to treat them with respect. You see somebody, a old lady or gentleman trying to cross the road, if you can help them, help them. And that basic thing, that fundamental thing, what makes us a human being. Minister, what are your thoughts with that?
A little while ago, I mentioned that Cabinet last Thursday adopted the revised School Code of Conduct. What you have just spoken of is encapsulated in that National Code of Conduct. In fact, when you were having the discussion in Cabinet on that code, exactly what you were saying was expressed by our ministers. The school day must start on a positive note. There must be prayer, there must be singing of the national anthem, there must be a recitation of the school pledge, the principal must address the school community, and the students must be reminded of certain responsibilities that they have.
Yes, Minister.
Responsibilities that deal with respect, that deal with caring, that deal with giving yourselves as caregivers, giving yourself in the area where you can help and assist somebody. As you made some beautiful examples. An elderly person having some difficulty in crossing the street, you should help him to cross the street. And those are things that education really should be involved in more than mathematics or English, because remember, we teach children.
That's
more
than
we teach subjects. We teach children. That is the most important thing.
Totally, Minister. Minister, I know you have another appointment to go to, so we bring it to an end here, but I want you now to address the 19,000 odd children who start the SEA, their teachers and their parents, their community. If you have, I know you have the opportunity to speak to the nation. I want to focus the camera on the minister at this point in time as he addressed the nation in telling the students and telling the parents and the teachers your words of advice for the road ahead.
First of all, I'd like to say on behalf of the Ministry of Education, a hearty thank you to all our parents for the support that they have given to their children and the support that they have given to the school system. I want to thank our principals because they are the ones who are guiding our teachers and our students in the school, and what they have done, we really appreciate what they have done. I want to thank the teachers because I know especially teachers at the SA classes, they go beyond the course of duty, and they really give of themselves. I want to thank you very much. And of course, I want to thank our students for really working hard. Now, I know not every child got the place in the school that he desired, but remember, education is something that is lifelong. It is a journey, and this is only one stage of your educational career. Be not dismayed. Remember that we are here as ministers and persons involved in education. We are here to support you, and we are going to give you all the necessary support to ensure that you will do well. Have faith and have confidence in yourself. And once you have those values and those attributes, you are going to do well regardless of which school you are placed in. We will give you the necessary support. So let's hold hands together as we walk and as we march forward. Let us lift as we build an education system that it will be the envy of all. Let us ensure that on the part of the Ministry of Education, that we deliver quality education, which is your right. Let us ensure that we provide access to this education that we have to provide to you. And let us ensure that we work together so that you, as students, will benefit immensely. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening, you have been viewing, you have been digesting the words of the Honorable Minister of Education, Mr. Anthony Garcia, MP for Arima, and indeed a person who is, I mean, if humility had another name, it would have been called Anthony Garcia. The gentleman is humble. Indeed, that's what the children need to aspire towards in terms of how they react. Once more, I want to thank the minister, and I want to finally congratulate once more the young persons who came top in the East-West corridor. In the East-West Corridor, of course, we're talking about not other than Mr. Shaish Rampasad, who came first, number 1, and of course, Ms. Jada Ramnath, who came second. Congratulations to both of you, but moreover, congratulations to the 19,000 odd students who sat the SEA. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching The Hot Seat, and we want to thank sincerely the Minister for being with us here today, for taking time from your busy schedule and a day like today to come to St. G TV and to be part and to talk to the nation one-on-one in your usual, humble, yet beautiful, passionate way. We thank you once more, Minister.
It was a pleasure being here, and I want to thank you very much for inviting me to be part of The Hot Seat today.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be right back with The Hot Seat.
A nation of many varied races, may we possess that common love that binds and makes us one. Let it be known around the world that we can boast of unity and take a pride of tropic beauty, of flaming Ponciano and a shady motel, the warm and sparkling waters that break upon our shores, beat out a tune that seems to tell we take a pride in our liberty. God bless our leaders, give them grace to guide, bestow on them thy judgment wise, to rule the land aright, to keep the flag of freedom high, that we may sing most lustily, we take a pride in our liberty. We take a pride in our liberty.
Gospel Lighthouse Church at Marlin Trace, El Reposo Road, Sandy Grande. A place of worship, healing, deliverance, prayer for all your needs, family, children, finances, career. Don't put it all. Get your anointing this Sunday. Call them at 773-2297 for more information and prayer. Many healed, many delivered. Be one of them. There's power in the name of Jesus.
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then the place you're looking for is Caribbean Tourist Villa, conveniently located at number 7 Methuen Street, Port of Spain, Trinidad, and fully equipped with cable TV and internet. Whether you're looking for that personal escape or it's you and friends, we're here to accommodate you in our air-conditioned rooms. So call us at 627-5423 or 624-6702 to make your booking today. And did I tell you about the pool? So Come see for yourself. Caribbean Tourist Villa. It is definitely your home away from home.
Get the solution you need from Green Dot. Our TV packages offer just the right balance, giving you quality entertainment and a wide range of exciting channels. Our broadband packages are made to power all your household needs, whether you're streaming, gaming, or updating your profile. Plus, we have the lowest price TV and broadband bundle, a package that's tailored for the times. So sign up for a solution that suits your needs. Call 224-GDOT or visit gd.tt today. Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
If you're looking for the best, then come to the best. Next Gen, the Everything Store, and the Next Generation Limited. Your original one-stop school shop where you'll find all the top brand names like Faber-Castell, Pilot, Y+, Statler, Crayola, Scholar, and Elmer's, just to name a few. They've also got their very own range of school bags, proudly made and locally guaranteed. Also, check out their wide selection of shoes and ready-made school uniforms. Next Gen, the Everything Store, and the Next Generation Limited are authorized retailers for a wide range of top brand name products. And nobody beats their prices. The Next Generation Limited, ideally situated in the heart of beautiful Rio Claro, and Next Gen, the Everything Store, located in scenic Mayaro. Just call.
Get the solution you need.
Or 630-BOOK. That's 644 or 630-2665. Ask for NASA or Kareem Khan. The Next Generation Limited and Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited, ready to serve you because you are an exceptional customer that deserves exceptional quality, price, and service.
Nabby's Medical Marketing, the one-stop shop for all your surgical and medical supplies. Presently specializing in pharmaceutical, medical, and home healthcare supplies. Nationwide distributors for pharmacies, private and public hospitals. Fully stocked showroom with a complete range of home healthcare products. Wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, and more. Sole distributors for the Cook medical range of products, including in vitro fertilization products, invasive as well as minimal invasive lines throughout the Caribbean. Currently supplies all IV solutions and dialysis products. Also available life support oxygen concentrators, nebulizers, and much more. Now exclusive at Nabby's. Our latest addition, the new 6-in-1 mini lab, which can be used professionally or in the privacy of your home. Tests include glucose, total cholesterol, cholesterol HDL, cholesterol LDL, triglycerides, and hemoglobin. These machines are life-saving. Visit our showroom at number 5 to 6 Harris Street, Curep. Telephone 645-5577 or 662-7533. Nabby's, the company with 40 years of experience in the medical field.
Chin-Sin seasoning products have been flavoring all of TNT's local cuisine since 1982. Chin-Sin introduces its No MSG line of products. Now you can use No MSG chicken seasoning, No MSG all-purpose seasoning, and No MSG poultry seasoning. Chin-Sin seasoning products are available in all leading supermarkets nationwide. Chin-Sin. Same quality, great taste.
In 2012, P&V Marketing pioneered an industry revolution and introduced hybrid vehicles. P&V Marketing are the leaders in the importation and sales of hybrid vehicles in Trinidad and Tobago. We have the latest models in Toyota, Nissan, and Honda SUVs and cars. Brand new and roll-on, roll-off. Our certified hybrid technicians service every vehicle we sell. Don't get left behind. Visit P&V Marketing Company Limited or call 672-2083.
Wow. I just got a few calls congratulating the program. Well done. Listen, I have gotten a few calls, people saying, well done, excellent program. The minister was really on top of his game. Well done, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And the song that was chosen at the end of the minister's contribution, perfect, wonderful. These are the kind of comments that we heard today. Because not all the time we'll have a fiery interview. Sometimes because we're talking about the future of our country, the children of our country, and therefore time and patience and effort should be taken that this must come across in a way that really uplifts and elevate in terms of our future. I really want to thank the minister for today, a busy day like today, where his hands are full. He said he will to me when I spoke with him. He said, Mr. Borris, I'll try to fit you in there as the case may be because you care. And indeed, I want to thank the minister because he cares and because he really is he's really a special person in respect to the love and the appreciation he has for the children of our nation and their parents and indeed our country. Again, let me thank the minister for being right here on the hot seat on Synergy TV. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we shall have a senior member of parliament from the UNC. I'm not sure who will be here. I'm not sure if let me not call no names, but I'm hearing that there will be a senior person from the UNC who will be here tomorrow to look at a number of issues, to look at what went on in the parliament on yesterday, and therefore, tomorrow, don't miss tomorrow's program because it will be hotter than a chula. So therefore, tomorrow will be a big program once more. Just like today, a big program with the Minister of Education. So you know what? Let's open the lines. Let's open the lines. If any one of you want to call to make a comment based on the education system, based on what I spoke about before in respect to the crime situation, which is something I'm very passionate about because I believe we all have to come together to save our country. You can do so at this point in time. The lines are open. Hello. Caller, welcome.
Hello, Mr. Borris.
Caller, are you hearing me?
Good afternoon, Mr. Borris.
Caller?
Good afternoon, Mr. Borris.
Do we have, is it the caller? We have a technical problem.
Mr. Borris?
Caller, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Go right ahead, sir.
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you now, sir.
All right. I would like you to play. Right? I would like you to play the comment that you very much wanted to say that in a perfect show with the education minister. I would like you to say some of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure what he requested. He said something to play something from the education. I'm not sure. I was hearing him clearly. If he calls back, probably you could take it directly. And caller, welcome. We have another call in line. Caller, welcome. Keep the love alive. Yes?
Congratulate you, Mr. Harvey, because I am sure you will be able to do the rest of that. Because you are one in a million, you're brilliant. And if I'm saying the friend of my first time talking, you should inform me of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's not here to hear me, telling the people they're not shouting. Listen to me. Mr. Harvey is 1 million. Congratulations, I'm sure as far as it is, you are able to represent that. Bless you and bless my country.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much. As you can see, the rampants with the ramparts, they all have my nose. Yeah, so let's keep the calls coming. That's what people tell me, by the way. Let's keep the calls coming. And let's look at caller, welcome. Caller? Yeah, we missed that call. So caller, please call back. The lines are open. You can give us a call. We have some time. We have been given, by the way, the managing director who pays quick and close attention to all the programs here. He called in and he said, listen, on his instructions, let the program go up a little longer so we can have the calls. So listen, you have some time where you can make your call now. We want to thank, first of all, we want to thank the managing director and of course our director here for ensuring that we have a longer time today. Caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Borris.
Yes, sir.
I would like you to play back some of those messages that you said, but I don't show the education minister. You said offline.
No, hello, caller, hold up. Caller, hold up. Slow down, because I'm not catching what you're saying. Say it again, slowly.
When you came back.
Hello? I'm not hearing the caller at all. All right. Caller, I want you to call back, caller. But when you call back, I want you to please take your time because I think you're making a valuable contribution, but I'm not hearing exactly what you're saying. So please call back. And any other callers who want to call in respect to the interview, calling. I haven't heard from my friend Tabakit, but any one of you can feel free to call in. Let us hear what you have to say. Let us hear your comments, your concern, because this program is your program. Today, our children celebrate. Caller, welcome. Caller?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
I am very concerned and I would like to get your full attention.
All right, move away from the, you have a feedback. We're getting a feedback. Move from the television or load the television.
No, my television is off, sir.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I'm seeing your lovely face, but it's muted.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm very experienced in this line of work, but what I want to say to you, sir.
There seems to be a problem because I want to hear what this caller have to say. All right, all right. Caller, are you hearing me? Caller, are you hearing me? All right, we seem to be having a technical difficulty. Caller, are you hearing me? Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Brother Harvey.
Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Brother Harvey.
Good afternoon to you. I'm hearing you, but it's a bit muffled, but I'm hearing you. Go right ahead, Mother Tunapuna. Yes. I recognize that, and I think you're quite correct, and I'm hoping that we are able to rectify and remedy this problem, because we need to have a beautiful flow between the caller and the host. So go ahead, Mother Tunapuna. Go ahead, go ahead. Thank you.
You can be anything you want to be. And I want to thank God for the parents who work so hard with the children, because it takes a lot of sleepless nights to prepare these children for this exam. You understand what I'm saying, Brother Harvey? I'm so proud of the little bit of school by the years. You know, the graduate school is first to where they are. And I am so proud of that school. Number one and number two, you know what an achievement that is? And some of our children who, when you put down these games and they want to play well, and when exam time come along, they want to pick up the book. It's too late that time. You have to learn from all the time. There's a time when it's under the sun for everything. And I want these parents to take a page out of the children's book and work harder for the...
Oh, I want to thank you very much, Mother Tuampuna. We are out of time. I want to thank you very much. And you made an excellent contribution. I want to thank you very much. We have to close the program now. We are out of time. And I want to thank the station for the extra time. Tomorrow, join us at 4:30 for another wonderful program with our MP, one of the senior members of the UNC, would be right here on the hot seat. Until then, I want to thank you very much. Remember, go with God. Learn to love, live to love to live, and God will add everything into your life. Remember, I love my country.